Welcome to Grace Life Ministries. This is your daily dose of grace. Well, today I want to share with you something very encouraging from Romans chapter 5, starting in verse 12. And this is just so awesome. It talks about the difference between what Adam did and what Jesus did. The difference between Adam's sin and what that did for the human race and what Jesus did on the cross and what that did for the human race. And I wanted to share this with you today because this encouraged me so much, because we put such a huge emphasis on, Adam's sin, he plunged the whole world into sin and separation from God. But we don't put as big an emphasis sometimes on what Jesus did to redeem us from that. And this is just so encouraging. Starting in Romans chapter 5, verse 12, it says, "When Adam sinned, sin entered the world. Adam's sin brought death, so death spread to everyone, for everyone sinned." And so, Adam brought sin into the world, everyone has sinned. In verse 13 it says, "Yes, people sinned even before the law was given, but it was not counted as sin because there was not yet any law to break." And so basically they sinned and it was causing death in their lives, but it wasn't accounted as sin in the legal sense because there wasn't any law given yet to break. And that's why God gave the law, because it was like, hey, you're sinning, doing all these things and killing yourselves. I got to do something to try to, stifle this and make them see that they need a savior, so I could send Jesus and save them. In verse 14 it says, "Still everyone died, from the time of Adam to the time of Moses, even those who did not disobey an explicit commandment of God as Adam did. Now Adam is a symbol, a representation of Christ who was yet to come. But there is a great difference between Adam's sin and God's gracious gift." There's a great difference. "For the sin of this one man, Adam, brought death to many, but even greater is God's wonderful grace and his gift of forgiveness to many through this other man, Jesus Christ." And so it's saying that, yeah, Adam sinned, but what God did, what Jesus did, is so much greater than Adam's sin. Jesus came and made us the righteousness of God in Christ for everyone who will believe. So, just as one man's disobedience caused death to reign to everyone, one man's obedience, Jesus, to the cross, brought righteousness and holiness and perfection to everyone. And so, if you just believe on Jesus and receive what he did, that perfect righteous status is available for you. Because 2 Corinthians 5:21 tells us that he who knew no sin became sin for us so that we might become the righteousness of God in Christ Jesus. And that is just so amazing what God did. We don't realize sometimes what that means. 1 John 4:17 tells us that as Jesus is, so are we in this world. And that means that every single view, thought, and opinion that God has about Jesus right now, as he's seated at the right hand of the Father, he has the exact same views, thoughts, and opinions about you too. No matter what you do, think, or say. And even if you don't believe on Jesus, God still thinks about you that way, and he loves you that way. And the only thing that needs to be done for that status to be applicable to you is just to say yes, Jesus, and just receive the Lord. And I just want to encourage you that all of you that have received Jesus, you are perfect, holy, blameless, and righteous in Christ. It says in Colossians 1:21 and 22, that you who were sometime alienated and enemies in your mind by wicked works, yet now has he reconciled in the body of his flesh through death to present you holy and unblameable and unreprovable in his sight. And that's who you are if you believe on Jesus. And I just want to encourage you with that. There's your daily dose of grace today. God bless.